A man of humble origins, former President Pranab Mukherjee was born in the small village of Mirati in Birbhum district of West Bengal on December 11, 1935. Pranab Mukherjee's father had a great influence on his life. Mukherjee, or Pranabda as he was called by many, was married to late Shubhra Mukherjee, an accomplished singer of Rabindra Sangeet and an artist. Pranab Mukherjee acquired a master's degree in history and political science as well as a degree in law from the University of Calcutta. He then embarked on his professional life as a college teacher and journalist. Inspired by his father's contribution to the national movement, he in 1969 plunged into full-time public life following his election to the upper house of parliament on a Congress ticket. Under late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, Pranab Mukherjee's rise in his political career was rapid. He was made Deputy Minister Industry, Shipping and Transport, Steel and Industry, and Minister of State for Finance in the period 1973-74. He assumed office as Finance Minister of India for the first time in 1982 in the cabinet of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and was leader of the House in Rajya Sabha from 1980 to 1985. He was Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission from 1991 to 1996, Minister for Commerce from 1993 to 1995, Minister of External Affairs from 1995 to 1996, Minister of Defence from 2004 to 2006, and once again the Minister of External Affairs from 2006 to 2009. He was the Minister of Finance from 2009 to 2012 and Leader of the Lower House of Parliament from 2004 to 2012 till he resigned to contest election to the office of the President. He was a role model for the youth of the nation because of his clean and unblemished image in public life. The many awards and honours conferred on him include India's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna, which was conferred on him in 2019. Earlier, he was also awarded the second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan, in 2008, the Best Parliamentarian Award in 1997, and Best Administrator in India Award in 2011. The political road hit a few roadblocks during Rajiv Gandhi's regime, which was perhaps the most difficult time in his public life. He resigned from the cabinet and was asked to look into the party affairs as the PCC president of West Bengal. He then decided to part ways with the Congress and made his own party, the National Socialist Party. However, after some time he merged the party in the Congress and continued serving the nation in various capacities. Pranab Da will always be remembered as a hard-working person who had vast experience in administration, diplomacy and politics. He had extensive diplomatic experience and served on the board of governors of the IMF, World Bank, Asian Development Bank and African Development Bank. He led the Indian delegation to the Commonwealth Finance Ministers' conferences in 1982, 1983 and 1984, the United Nations General Assembly in 1994, 1995, 2005 and 2006, the Conference of Commonwealth Heads of Government at Auckland in 1995, the Non-Aligned Foreign Ministers' Conference at Cartagena in 1995, and the conference to mark the 40th anniversary of the Afro-Asian Conference in Bandung in 1995. Pranab Da, coming from a rural background, played a stellar role in the formation of local rural banks in the 70s. He was a key figure in the formation of Exim Bank and NABARD during the 80s. While discharging the duties of Finance Minister, it was Pranab Mukherjee who appointed former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh as the Governor of RBI. Pranab Da was the main troubleshooter for the UPA government during 2004-2014, often diffusing critical situation in the government and the party. In the parliament, he was the leader who was respected by all and commanded respect and admiration on both sides of the political divide. He was considered the main brain behind a string of key decisions made by the UPA government, including the Right to Information Act, administrative reforms, Manrega, Food Security Act. So much was his indispensability during those years that he headed 95 empowered groups of ministers during the UPA regime. Pranab Da also authored several books on the Indian economy and on nation building.
For development to be real, the poorest of the land must feel that they are a part of the nation's narratives. Financial inclusion is at the core of an equitable society. We must empower the poorest of the poor and ensure that the fruits of our policies reach the last person in the line.
A powerful orator and scholar, Pranab Da will always be remembered for his intellectual and political prowess, as well as a remarkable knowledge of international relations, finance and parliamentary process.
Indian nationalism emanated from universalism, the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Sarve Sukhina Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramayo. We see the whole world as one family and pray for the happiness and good health of all. Our national identity has emerged through a long-drawn process of confluence, assimilation, and coexistence.
He was acclaimed for his role as a consensus builder on difficult national issues through his ability to forge unity amongst diverse political parties. Pranab was closely associated with culture and religion, often leading the prayers during Durga Puja in his ancestral village in West Bengal. India will always remember him as an astute politician, able administrator, and above all, a compassionate human being who remained connected to his roots. Bureau Report, DD India.
तो वाकई बहुआयामी व्यक्तित्व के धनी पूर्व राष्ट्रपति प्रणब मुखर्जी और जो हम तस्वीर